welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. The era of the internet, the era of the smartphone, social media, the era of near endless connectivity. It gives us access to things that you just wouldn't have seen before. The world is connected like never before, and of course the result of that is that information travels at the speed of light. Boom. Something happens across the world in Tokyo, for instance. It's recorded, uploaded to the internet, and instantly it's viewed across the world. And it makes for amazing moments that live in infamy. Viral clips that should be played over and over and over again. Viral clips that everybody should see. Well, the clip I'm going to show you guys today, this is one of those clips. This is a video from either the 2016 election or the 2020 election. I don't remember exactly, but I remember the video distinctly. But it's a video that should be played on repeat. It's a video that, frankly, every single American heading into this next election should be exposed to. It's an eye-opening video that I just have to highlight on this channel. Honestly, if I could, I'd release this video once a month just as a refresher. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so before we play the clip, I'm just going to say one thing. Reality versus narrative. This is the stuff that the red pill is made of. African journalist Simon Ateba posted this to his Twitter just the other day. He wrote, "See it. Black man changes his mind after white Trump supporters show him love on camera. Watch."
Such as the Trump people, they just don't want to see.
Hey, I wanted to take you over here with me to the Trump supporter side, and maybe you can show me if there is racism over here that I should be concerned about. He wants to know if he's going to be safe inside there if he goes.
Yeah, come on in, you go with us.
Welcome you.
Hey, you guys are taking me around. Hold on, a few more, I might change my mind. I don't see enough of me to represent with me here. You're with us, that's all that matters, brother.
This don't, black, white don't mean shit.
Now, I'm going to go over with the demonstrators with him, and he's going to follow me around and see if I get treated with love and tolerance.
No fucking Nazi bitch.
We're not saying. Yeah, no one can hear what you're saying. You can't, bitch. That's not who we can reply.
Let's start off with the word hate. Left-wingers are always going on and on and on about how hateful the right is. They're always lecturing us about inclusivity, tolerance, diversity. But the left, each and every time, proves itself to be the most hateful, least inclusive, most divisive side. And of course, the most intolerant side. I'm sure that man had a lot of preconceived notions. At the time, he was on social media like anybody else, watching the news like anybody else, and everybody kept telling him how horrible those Trump supporters are. Oh, don't go to a Trump rally, especially not if you're a person of color. They're evil racists. That's what they always say. But that's just a narrative, and it's a dishonest one at that. The reality is people always learn as much different. And once you take the person with all of these preconceived notions and bring them in the actual environment, what they experience is so far different from what is advertised. You get embraced, you get brought in. The focus isn't on race or identity, gender, this, that, and the other. It's on Americans. It's on being American. It's on fostering this amazing American dream. Pushing that dream forward. And that's what people learn, and learn very quickly. Then, of course, the contrast, the juxtaposition, you go back to the other side and see how Trump supporters are treated over there, and you see the true hate and division and intolerance, the actual lack of diversity. Democrats pretend as if the most important thing is diversity of color. This great mosaic. As I always say when it comes to the Democrat mentality, it's always surface level. It's superficial. It's the illusion of diversity. It's race quotas. It's basically the Daily Show. We got one of this character, and one of this character, and one of that character, and one of that character. Racism BTFO'd. The world's problems have been solved. That's not real diversity. That's Hollywood. Real diversity is diversity of opinions and beliefs. Diversity of thought. And on the left-wing side, there is no diversity of thought. It's be on our side or else. The whole notion is be a token on our side, but make sure that you adhere to our ideology, or you will be excommunicated. Let's take Larry Elder's run for governor in California, for instance. I always go back to it because it's the perfect example. Larry Elder's a black man. Larry Elder's a man of significant age who's seen it all. I mean, he grew up when real racism existed. His father experienced that racism, and he's told those stories a million times. Larry Elder is the real freaking deal. I mean, you would think he's the type of man who would be embraced by the left wing, that the left wing would want to listen to understand his perspective and his stories. But no, he's a Trump supporter, he's a conservative, he has different views, and so they branded him what? We all remember what the Los Angeles Times wrote about him when he was running for governor, when he was challenging Gavin Newsom, the old white man politician. They called him the black face of white supremacy. I mean, here's the headline, we got the proof. That isn't diversity at all. It's tokenism. It's reducing people to their skin color, viewing their immutable characteristics as, the valuable portion. What Democrats view as valuable are people's immutable characteristics. Simply fall in line and represent XYZ group, but do not step over that line, because the moment you do, you are dead to us. That is peak intolerance. And the viral video that we played earlier in this clip is the perfect example. And I think it was a clear moment of realization. I mean, you can see it on the guy's face. I mean, look at his face at the end of that clip. He was shocked. I think his whole worldview was shattered, probably questioning many of the decisions that he had made, and especially questioning his decision to be on that opposite side. The left goes on and on about racism this and racism that. They obviously use it as a tool of emotional manipulation. It's obviously a play for power. 99.9% of the time they can't even define this racism. Oh, don't go on that other side, they're deeply racist. How? Please explain to me how. Oh, trust me, just don't do it. And the most ironic part is if you do it, as a black man, if you do cross over that line and become a conservative, again like Larry Elder, well, they're going to be horribly racist to you. They're going to call you a coon and an Uncle Tom and a race traitor. They're going to completely dismiss you as a valid human being with different opinions and ideas, because at the end of the day, it all boils down to the color of people's skin and to what people represent on the exterior rather than who people are and why that matters. Donald Trump and the MAGA crowd or the racist crowd. Give me a break. This is coming from the people who voted for Joe Biden. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. The irony is so thick. But thankfully enough, I mean, slowly but surely, you can see it in the demographics, you can see it in the crosstabs of a lot of these polls. It seems like people are waking up. A lot of people are realizing stuff like this.
It's just interesting that, President Biden would go to Morehouse and, make those statements when a lot of those issues, those problems he's contributed to, whether it was the 86 mandatory minimum sentencing, whether it was the 88 crack law, the 94 crime bill. There's a lot of things that he, contributed to in regards to keeping, the black man down. Right? So it's just interesting that he would go to Morehouse and talk like that. You're the president of the United States of America. You are the person that, we are looking to, at least, if not change some of those things, speak to changing some of those things, because you contributed to so much of that.
Charlemagne realizing essentially what I just alluded 30 seconds ago. And it's funny because Charlemagne is essentially saying the exact same thing that Byron Donalds is saying when he goes on MSNBC or CNN.
Well, we can also talk about Joe Biden's record.
No, I'm just
Joe Biden issued the 94 crime bill. It was devastating to black voters. You know this. It was devastating to black men in particular, the 94 crime bill. Joe Biden did that. Joe Biden didn't want his own kids to be black schools. Joe Biden did that. That was his record as well. So let's not just focus on what Donald Trump has said a long time ago. Look at his record as president of the United States. And his record as president was one that actually wanted all Americans to thrive and succeed. He did not pick and choose when he was president.
It's the same thing. But Charlemagne, because he votes for Democrats, is a fighter for social justice and a real ally. Byron Donalds is a race traitor, right? Byron Donalds is a bad guy, Trump adjacent, Trump loyalist. He's betrayed his people. Give me a freaking break. Wake up, smell the coffee. The reality is clear if you go looking for it.